Hello, Taurus, and welcome to this, your August 2024 reading and predictions. We're going to dive right in, but first I have a question. How was your month of July? I can tell you that for many people on this planet, not just your zodiac sign, July was a pretty wild month for many. It felt like a roller coaster. So I would love to hear in your comments down below how your July went. Let's dive right in. We are going to take a look at where you are at now, what you are focusing on for the month of August. We're going to take a look at your difficult influences and challenges, what you don't see coming, and your final overall outcome. All right, what do we have going on here? Five of Cups, the Strength card, and the Ace of Wands. The Five of Cups is a card that, for lack of a better term, I like to call this card Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk. This is a card where in the more traditional tarot, it's depicted as a character facing three spilled cups. And the character is obviously in mourning for the spilled cups. And if the character were just to change his perspective a little bit, he'd notice that he still has two cups behind him that are still filled to overflowing. So the card of the Five of Cups asks us to not pay attention to the past and not cry over spilled milk, because when we have the ability to change our perspective and look ahead and look to the future and look a different direction, see things from a different perspective, there's something positive there. And so, Taurus, this coming in for you as your first card is indicating that something has, oh, that's a weird saying. I don't normally use that one. I will say that. Something has upset your apple cart or rocked your boat during the month of July. And as we exit July and move into the month of August, you're in the process of going, oh no, something bad happened over here. And you're still caught up in those energies of, oh no. Well, you could be instead shifting your energies and looking ahead and looking forward into August and saying new opportunities are presenting themselves. So you have the Strength card coming in. The Strength card is your very next card here. And the Strength card is a card reminding us you're stronger than you think you are. And you can get through more than you think you can. And one of the things that I was taught when I first began the path or the road to seeing things from a bigger perspective and taking the blinders off and opening up to, I guess you would call it opening the spiritual or the third eye channels. One of the things that I was taught was the universe is not going to throw you a curveball that you can't handle. It may seem at times as though you've been thrown to the lions, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get through this? I don't have the experience. I don't have the know-how. Oh my goodness. But if you notice, the character on this card has actually tamed the lion. Okay. And that's what this card is about for you as you move out of July into August, reminding you that you have the ability in your own life to tame the lion. And the lion, as a metaphor, is the stress, the anxiety, the chatter in the head saying, oh no, worst case scenario, you can't handle this. When you tame that, Taurus, oh my goodness, that's when you have the ability to be able to move mountains, when you recognize that the vast majority of stress and anxiety is coming from that lion in your head chattering away and telling you, oh, you can't handle this. When you tame that the same way that the character on this card has managed to tame the lion, you live in your strength and you live in your power. So that is the energy that you are bringing into August. And the other energy that you are bringing into August is taking action on something new. You have the Ace of Wands here. Ace of Wands is ruled by the element of fire. Element of fire calls us to action, calls us to get moving. Fire is also said to be very transformative. And you'll notice on this particular card, we have a butterfly here. Butterflies are all about transformation when you are talking about tarot, spiritual growth, spirit animals, any of those types of things. Butterflies begin as caterpillars and they metamorphosize or transform into the butterfly, which is then able to fly away, be free. And the other thing I want to point out is we're talking about being able to see the bigger perspective, right? With this Five of Cups, when you can see the bigger perspective and see it's not just about one or two spilled cups of milk, you still have more milk over here. The butterfly as well has the ability and capacity to be able to rise above, fly above, and see the bigger picture. And so I really want to say here that as we move out of July and into August, Taurus, you are in a very powerful position, despite the fact that there is an aspect of yourself going, I don't know if I can handle this. So let's see what you are going to be focusing on. Where are you putting your attentions? Where are we going? We're going to go over here. What are you putting your attention on, your thoughts, your energies, so that you can work towards manifesting in the month of August? So let's see what comes up for Taurus. What is Taurus focusing on for August, please? I think we've got one or two cards. Nope, nothing came out. Let's try again. What is Taurus focusing on for August, please? There we go. One card flipped out. Let's see if there's anything else coming up. Now, if you are interested in any of the decks that I am using in the reading today, I will leave affiliate links down below in the description. There are affiliate links for all of the cards that I'm using. Okay, what are you working on focusing upon? We have the Seven of Swords coming in for you, Taurus. Now, the Seven of Swords is a card of deception and deceit. This is a card that says somebody in your midst is not being as open and honest as they could be or as they should be being. Somebody is perhaps whispering behind your back. It could indicate a little bit of gossip. This is a card of caution. But having this card come out in your focus, Taurus, is an indication that you are in the process of sussing out whoever this person is and exposing them for what they have been doing. You will then have the ability and capacity to implement this Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about walking away. I want to point out something really interesting here as well. For both of these cards, you'll notice up here in the corner, Aquarius and Aquarius. So you might want to watch for an Aquarius to have some kind of influence in your life. And I do want to say it's most likely a positive influence. It's not necessarily an Aquarius that is the Seven of Swords in your life, but an Aquarius may be there to help you and support you once you suss out who the Seven of Swords is in your life. And the Aquarius may also be there to help you and guide you when you decide to finally walk away from a negative situation. I'm picking up something here as well for you, Taurus, that there's an aspect of you that recognizes and realizes that the deception and deceit has been going on for some time, but you wanted physical proof. You weren't willing to take action and really kind of get uptight about it and make a public scene or, you know, really expose the person because you kind of kept hoping on the outside that it wasn't really happening. You didn't have that physical, tangible proof. And this Six of Swords is kind of indicating, yeah, you got your proof, you know what's been going on, and you are now prepared to walk away from the situation. This is what you're focusing on doing in August, is just saying, yeah, I'm done. I'm out. Excuse me. For some of you, Taurans, I am picking up that this is about a job situation, something that has to do with money. There's a small minority of you that this is about a personal relationship of some kind, um, potentially with a family member, but I'm thinking this is more about money and finances. Somebody's not being as honest as they could be about money and finances with you. Which brings me to the last card in what you are focusing on, Taurus, and that would be the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, of course, is the richest queen in the deck. She has achieved this high status of being financially stable as a result of the decisions that she is making today, that you are making today, and that she continues to make, and decisions that she's made in the past. But she has also made it to where she is because she respects herself. She knows that she is deserving of the abundance that she has in her life. Not just financial abundance, of course, but family, friends, surrounding herself with good things, good people. And so this card also indicates that if you're focusing on bringing more abundance into your life, Taurus, you also have to focus on loving yourself. So, great cards to start off with. Let's take a look at your difficult influences. I'm just going to have a quick sip of water here. Difficult influences and challenges for Taurus for August. Difficult influences and challenges for Taurus for August. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, in your difficult influences and challenges, you have the King of Swords and the Temperance card. I will get to the Temperance card in just a moment, but we're going to start off with the King of Swords. Whenever we have a king and a queen come up in a reading, it is typically about a relationship, usually a close personal relationship or familial relationship. And the fact that you have a queen in what you are focusing on, you're focusing on increasing your abundance and you're focusing on loving yourself more. But in your difficult influences, you have the King of Swords. King of Swords is the king of the mental realm or the thought realm. And he is the king that often brings with him some kind of advice that you need to hear, Taurus, but you don't necessarily want to hear that advice. And so you may be tempted to disregard some advice that you are receiving. Now, I'm going to go back to the 6 and 7 of Swords that you had come up and what you were focusing on. And that little sort of side note that came into me intuitively, that part of what was coming in with these two cards for you is you suspected that the 7 of Swords was out there, the deception and deceit was out there, but you weren't willing to take any action on it in the way of walking away until such time as you had actually received the proof. This card is indicating you received the proof a long time ago, Taurus, but you chose to ignore it because you didn't really resonate with the way that the advice came in to you. It may have come in from someone that you didn't respect. It may have come in from someone that you went, yeah, I don't like that delivery, so I'm just going to disregard that information. we do that as humans, right? If we don't respect the person that's delivering a message, then oftentimes we disregard the message, even to our detriment. So be on the lookout for that type of energy or interaction during the month of August. And if it does come up for you, Taurus, just be wary of it. Part of the reason that we do tarot and we listen to tarot readers and we go to psychics is so that we have the heads up of the types of energies that are coming in. So we have the heads up of this type of dynamic where we may be ignoring some important information coming in, so that when it actually happens to us, we can say, I see you. You're a wolf in sheep's clothing. I know what's coming and I'm prepared. So just be prepared for that kind of thing there, Taurus. We have the Temperance card coming in your difficult influences. Now, the Temperance card is about balance. You'll notice the character on this card is standing in tree pose, balanced on one leg and working towards achieving that sense of Zen or balance. In other tarot cards and oracle type cards, the Temperance card or the Balance card is represented by the symbol of the yin and the yang, or the sun and the moon. It's about bringing balance into our lives. So the fact that it's in your difficult influences is saying things may seem like they're not as balanced as they could be during the month of August. Is that a problem? No, you can bring balance back into it yourself, Taurus. Remember this card here. It's about believing in yourself, trusting yourself, loving yourself. Okay. Messages from the universe. You'll have to excuse me drinking all this water during your reading. I have been suffering from a cold and I'm trying not to cough. Okay. Interestingly, we had no cards jump out, but we do have one message that decided to stay sticking out. Uh-huh. Okay. Before I show this card to you, Taurus, I'm going to go back over here. Remember this lovely king over here, the King of Swords? He is the king that brings messages that you need to hear, but you don't necessarily want to hear. In your messages from the universe, you have asked for guidance. This is a card indicating that you may have actually asked for the King of Swords. You may have actually asked for guidance and help. And then you chose to go, yeah, I don't know if I want to believe that. Be on the lookout for that. Okay, let's move into what you don't see coming. What does Taurus not see coming? What is unexpected for Taurus for August? Unexpected for Taurus for August, please. Okay, so we have two cards that have jumped out for you. Let's take a peek over here. Ooh, powerful energies. Both of the cards that came out in your unexpected Taurus are major arcana cards. We have the no-thingness card and we have the Lovers card coming out. Interestingly, we have a 5 and 6 that came out consecutively. Over here, we have the 6 and 7 that came out consecutively. So there is something about you doing things in a particular order or in a particular way during the month of August, Taurus. It's going to be important for you to kind of follow along a certain path. So the same way that I was saying, even though the 7 of Swords came out before the 6 of Swords, there is something about you needing to suss this person out before you take the action of actually walking away from the situation, right? There is a specific order that things are needing to be done in the month of August. You had the Queen of Pentacles come out, and then you had the King of Swords come out. Again, consecutive cards coming out. Now you have the 5 and then the 6 coming out in the major arcana. So there's something to that. Now, in your unexpected, let's do the 5 first. This card corresponds to the Hierophant, the no thingness card. This card reminds us that when we are born into this world as wee little babies that are blank slates. We are no thingness. There's nothing there. But as we go through our lives, we encounter certain institutions, the institution of family, the institution of religion, the institution of the culture that we are born into, educational institutions, the workplace culture or institution that we go into. All of these institutions have their own specific belief systems. And as children, as babies, we unconditionally adopt those belief systems as our own. Oh, well, so for example, I'm just gonna say this. For example, if you are born into a culture that is part of polygamy, then you grow up with the belief system that polygamy is the norm. By the same token, if you're born into a culture where monogamy is the norm, you're going to believe that everybody lives their life that way. If you're born into a culture where a man or a woman is allowed to take a couple of extra wives or husbands, you're going to believe that that's the norm. But as you get older and you begin to see more of the world, especially in our modern world with the internet and the ability to be able to see things and even remotely visit different cultures, we begin to have our eyes open to, oh, there's different belief systems, there's different ways of doing things. And it's at that point, and it usually happens when we're in our 20s, where all of a sudden we go, wait a minute. Does this particular belief system resonate for me as this no thingness, as this blank slate that was born into this world? Does the belief system of the institutions under which I was raised resonate for me today? And if not, what changes am I willing to make? What shifts will I be making? Okay. This is what's coming up in your unexpected, Taurus. So this is a call for you to pay very close attention to your own belief systems during the month of August. What do you believe? What resonates for you? You have the Lovers coming in. Now, it's interesting that you have the Lovers coming in while at the same time you had the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords coming in. I also mentioned that for some of you, the Seven of Swords was about a relationship, a familial relationship. But the Lovers coming in is an indication that there are changes and shifts happening in a relationship for you. Now, for those of you who are single and seeking, this may be your sign that a new lover relationship is coming up for you. Exciting, right? For those of you who are already in a committed relationship, this card may indicate that there's a change or a shift happening in your relationship. The interesting thing is here, Taurus, is that having the Lovers card come up against the no thingness card or the Hierophant card. Yeah, if you start questioning your belief systems and you've been with your partner for quite some time, but you start questioning belief systems, like imagine being with your partner in, let's say, a monogamous relationship for 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden monogamy is no longer feeling right for you and you start exploring polyamory or polygamy or something like that, and you're going, huh, that could be a huge shift in a relationship, right? So I'm just using that example. I'm not saying specifically that that is the shift that all of the Taurans are going to be taking. Don't forget, this is a general reading for anyone born under the sign of Taurus. So obviously, I'm not able to narrow down the specific belief system that the Hierophant or the no thingness is bringing up in relation to the relationships in all of the Taurans' lives right now. I am just using the polyamory, monogamy example because it's the most relatable to the most people on this planet. So, but there's definitely something coming up with a huge shift in a relationship status for the Taurans during the month of August, and it directly relates to your belief systems. That's coming up out of the blue unexpectedly. We're going to go over here for your final general overall outcome here, Taurus. I'm getting the sense that when you finally walk away from something with that Six of Swords, when you walk away from that Seven of Swords, that deception or that deceit, and you actually take the advice that's coming in from the King of Swords, it's when you're going to begin to look at your belief systems, Taurus, and you're going to go, yeah, okay, this was meant to happen this particular way. Excuse me. Okay, you'll notice here, there's quite a number of cards that have decided they don't want to go back into the deck, including these here. So I am going to collect up all of the cards that came out, and we're going to mix them up and see what comes up for you. Okay. For Taurus, final general overall outcome, please. All right, fairies. Final general overall outcome for Taurus, 2 or 3 cards to guide us to their outcome, please. Right, am I going to have to pull cards here? Nope, there's one. Two. Okay. Taurus, in your final general overall outcome, you have the King of Spring. You have a second king in your reading. King of Spring corresponds to the King of Wands. He is about a financial windfall. Now, the King of Wands is ruled by the element of fire, which means that there is something that you're going to need to take action on in order to manifest a financial windfall. Oh my goodness, this cold is really, really getting to me. So, financial windfall, but you do need to take action on something. I'm going to pause. Okay. You have the Queen of Pentacles here. This is about increasing your levels of abundance. This is about loving yourself more. This is about partnerships. Okay. There's a lot going on with regards to relationships for you in the month of August, Taurus. And you also have the Star as your final card in your reading. In the tarot, there are 3 cards considered the happiest cards in the deck, and they are in this order: the Sun, the Star, and the Ten of Cups. So you have the Star coming in. It's the second happiest card in the entire deck. This is a card indicating that your future is filled with hope and optimism. The stars are shining down upon you. I want to tell you one more thing. Remember over here, both the 6 and 7 of Swords are represented by an Aquarius, and I had this sense that an Aquarius is coming in order to help you and assist you with this particular situation. This is Aquarius's card. In the Major Arcana, the Aquarius is the Star. So Aquarius definitely is featuring prominently somehow, some way in your life in the month of August, Taurus. You're going to want to be on the lookout for that. You've got the Lovers coming in. You've got Queens and Kings matching up here. Be strong. Find your balance. Trust your instincts. And explore your beliefs deeply during the month of August, Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in September.